Batman and Ace the Bat Hound. There he is. There's Ace. He's just a slug, but he's fantastic. Let's do it. So, we know that I like JSA. We know that ever since I got Power Girl, let's go ahead and get her mandatory appearance. There's Power Girl. There's one of the best figures that McFarlane has released. And yes, I stick to that. I don't care what anybody says. That Power Girl is fantastic. She could be as big as she wants to be, okay? But I think it's been great that since I got her, it kind of reinvigorated this interest in like getting some old heroes on the shelf, like some classic looks. And so then I'm at the store and I pretty much have the Batmans that I want. I have the 89 Batman. I'm going to get the Batman Returns, and at some point we'll have to talk about whether or not that's actually a good thing or a bad thing. Let me fix the camera. Boop, boop. But then also, in terms of that, I got the 89 Batman. I got the Batman that I wanted the most, the Nightfall Batman. And then also made me wish that they would have released the Nightfall Batman a little later so I could have got the cape that I want instead of the rubber cape. But hey, what are you going to do? And so I'm not big in buying like 30 different Batmans. It's not for me. He can be as great as he wants to be. It's just not for me. I only need like one or two that really hit the eras that I'm looking for. I got Nightfall. I got the movie one that I specifically wanted. I got Batman Beyond. I got Flashpoint. Oh, I got First Appearance. So I'm not claiming that I haven't bought a bunch of Batmans. It is fair. But I have not gone out of my way necessarily to get a Batman, and I won't be doing so. I pretty much just pick up the ones that catch my attention, and to buy them at the rate that McFarlane releases them, that's an absolute no. I would end up with an entire shelf of Batmans, and I'm not that person. I don't want to be that person. But because of all the JSA stuff and everything, and getting Power Girl and kind of getting some of the classic heroes on the shelf, which video will be coming soon for this guy right here. That is not Shazam. Okay? That guy back there that you see, that's not Shazam. I guess if you are on the live, you'll understand that. If you're not on the live and this is already cut into chapters and that's how you're finding this, then that video is already up, and so you may have already seen it. And if you haven't, I guess go watch that. But this is pretty cool because this Batman feels like he would fit alongside the era of these older heroes. And so that's the reason I wanted him. Then I saw that he came with Ace the Bat Hound, and you got me. You got me. I was buying it. Like this became an absolute. Then you showed me that he's one of the figures that came with the wired cape. Do you even want me to have money? Like, is that just it now? Is it just that Bill is not even allowed to have money? Just automatically goes to me. It just literally comes out of my bank account and just withdraws directly into McFarlane's pocket at this point. Let's unwrap this guy. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this now, shall we? Batman comes with Tiger Claw hands. That's what I'm guessing is going on here. And then he comes with just grip fist hands. Remember that argument that we just had? That Batman should not come with trigger finger hands? Good. Good. These are correct. These will be okay. These are not. And, of course, fists for when a 1940s Batman has to punch somebody. But you be careful about who you think you're going to punch in the 40s Batman, because there is a set of hands that you are simply not going to cross with. because they will find you. All right, buddy? I'm just letting you know this ahead of time, Batman. You don't want to mess with some of the hands that come out of the DCU, DC in general, because some of those hands belong to Wildcat. All right, buddy? So, this, and I very much expected this, this is basically a very solid Nightfall-esque Batman body. I'm not going to claim to know exactly what body this is, but a lot of this feels like the Nightfall body, and they just kind of painted it different. And you know what? That's all they had to do, and they changed the head. And as bad as that is, because it's very much us just buying the same figure over and over and over again, hey, man, when it works, it works. When you made one of the best bucks of your entire line, we expected that buck to get reused over and over and over and over and over again. That is not a surprise. It does not shock us in the least. But because of that, that's a fine Batman. That's a good symbol. I like this. The little, like, normally I don't like this, but I kind of like that they got the lighting effect here. Normally I'm very much against this. And had it been across the whole figure, I would have been very against it. I do not like cell shading on my figures, because these figures exist in the 3D plane of the real world. And funny thing about them is when I turn them, the light will hit them and reflect off of them in a 3D realistic way, because they're already right here in 3D interacting with the light. I don't need you to paint the light structure onto the figure. I really do not like that. It's not something that I'm a fan of in any way whatsoever. I've seen very fantastic figures that I automatically go, I don't want it. I don't want it. I saw that. I don't want it. So, that's him though. That's 1940s. He's got the decent, he's kind of got, it's almost odd to see it nowadays, but he's kind of got like a bit of a smirk. But hey, that was the time. We do have that huge cape, and we talked about this in the 1980s, the 80s Batman one, that if you really wanted him to do that full-on, like, extended, you could have just done the wires a little bit differently and created that effect right here. But this is basically the cape that we got with first appearance. And of course we have wireframe, so if you want him to like come from the sky and everything like that, and you want that kind of effect where he's coming down at an angle or something like that for whatever reason, you can easily get that. I'm not very posing right now. It's not my best pose that I've ever done. I've done some pretty good posing here and there. I won't call myself perfect about it, but I feel like I'm practiced at the very least. But the only thing I'll say is that this is like that nylon material. For some people, this is going to be a turnoff. And normally, for me, the nylon material would be a turnoff for a Batman figure. I don't normally like that nylon material. It's not something that I'm very happy with. But for the Batman he is, just an old Batman, 1940s old Batman, I don't think that bothers me. This could also be a 50s. Hard for me to place exactly where this Batman is from. Does it say what they claim this is from? Oh, my second guess was right. This is the 1950s Batman. By the card, by the admittance of the card, which we all know is not always 100% accurate, but if I take it at face value, then my second guess when I kind of looked at him again and said maybe this is 50s, it claims that this is 50s. I can buy that. That doesn't bother me. I could put him into the 40s and 50s era easily, and it will not bug me. It will not make me go, oh, I don't know about that. I think it works. And I think that because of that, the era that this is coming from, the cape doesn't bother me, because we're talking about a brighter, Silver Age, fun, goofy comic book stories era, and it works for me in that aspect alone. And then the only other thing to talk about, really, for that Batman is to say that he came with Ace the Bat Hound. And that's a pretty cool dog. Now, there is one problem with the dog. It scales well. That's not the issue. It's gonna be the Bat Dog. But it's a slug. There's nothing here. It's very much just one of those dinosaur toys that you got when you were a little kid where they just pop it out the machine, think, minimal paint, and then they give it to you. It's a slug. The paint is done well enough that, like, the plastic and everything here, I'm not saying there's a wash. I'm saying the plastic is good enough that the sculpt is so good that the light kind of plays shadows and makes it look like you got a really solidly painted piece, even though you don't necessarily. But there's enough paint separation here with the eyes and the teeth and whatnot and the inside of the mouth that I buy it. I kind of wish they would have painted that right there, that little emblem, and then it probably would have been near perfect. Aside from the fact that it can't move. This is what you'll always have. So if you're going to do a photograph with it, it's this. And it's going to be up to you to play with the photo angles to make this work. But I think that you won't have too much trouble doing so. It's a solid piece. And last, I guess, to call out, he does come with a Batarang, and we just actually discussed this with the Batman Beyond. Personally, I like these more when they come with a hand that is designed that just, this is like already baked into the actual hand. Because with this, you're going to have to like put it in his hand and kind of make him hold it. And while you can do it, it's always kind of flimsy. It's never quite right. Like, yeah, it's just, I would have preferred a hand that actually held the Batarang on a permanency, because it would have been easier to simply like have a thing with him drawing it back or something without having to go through the trouble of actually making it fit the hand and whatnot. But for what it's worth, that was the Batman. Back to the chat.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.